Have you heard? The Health Science Zoom Sanctuary Interfaith Inspirational Gathering is your best bet to grow. Well, any of the devotionals or being of service is a great way to grow spiritually. When I look at you, I'm looking into a still blue lake, seeing a reflection not identical to me, yet underneath the meaning is still the same. When I look at you, I'm looking in a mirror, or just wishing that we were more alike. The words you speak are the words I write. When I look into you, I see a river flowing that never ceases, spreading love in many branches. Your silence, your actions have strong undercurrents. In the Health Science Interfaith gatherings, we observe all the holy days. This coming week, there are two. 26th of October, anniversary of the birth of the Bob. The Bob, the title, means the gate, called people to religious renewal and to await the coming of a messenger from God, believed to be Baha'u'llah. The title means the glory of God. It is better to guide one soul than to possess all that is on earth, for as long as that guided soul is under the shadow of the tree of divine unity, he and the one who hath guided him will both be recipients of God's tender mercy, whereas possession of earthly things will cease at the time of death. The path to guidance is one of love and compassion, not of force and coercion. This has been God's method in the past and shall continue to be in the future. He causeth him whom he pleases to enter the shadow of his mercy. Verily he is the supreme protector, the all-generous. There is no paradise more wondrous for any soul than to be exposed to God's manifestation in his day, to hear his verses, believe in them, to attain his presence, which is not but the presence of God, to sail upon the sea of heavenly kingdom of his good pleasure, and to partake of the choice fruits of the paradise of his divine oneness. The second twin holy day for Baha'is this coming week is the 27th of October, Thursday, the anniversary of the birth of Baha'u'llah, founder of the Baha'i faith. He was born the eldest son of a Persian nobleman in Tehran, Persia in 1817. Verily I say, this is the day in which mankind can behold the face and hear the voice of the Promised One. Honoring all the children that did not come home. Verily with exceeding joy, with heart and soul, do these oppressed of thine offer themselves up for all mankind in every land. Thou seest them, O my Lord, weeping over the tears thy people shed, mourning the grief of thy children, condoling with humankind, suffering because of the calamities that beset all the denizens of the earth. The dialogue about missing and murdered First Nations women is important if we are to build a community we all feel we belong in. It is a hard discussion and difficult one, even traumatic to hear. Our Aboriginal sisters have had to go through this trauma. We can learn how they deal with being traumatized and can draw on their strength. If it's too much to bear, you can mute everything for the duration of the next slide. For Bleu, one of her gifts is being two-spirited. She describes it as a two-spirited person. I encompass both that male masculinity side and that female side. It is a delicate balance. Some days I feel more feminine, some days I feel more masculine, but for me, it's a blessing. For others, they look at it as you're a freak. You should either be man or woman. You can't be both. I don't know how many times I've heard the same. God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, just out of ignorance. So we have a lot of ignorance out there, and we fight against it every day. O thou whose face is the object of the adoration of all that yearn after thee, whose presence is the hope of such as are wholly devoted to thy will, whose nearness is the desire of all that have drawn nigh unto thy court, whose countenance is the companion of those who have recognized thy truth, whose name is the mover of the souls that long to behold thy face, whose voice is the true life of thy lovers, the words of whose mouth are as the waters of life unto all who are in heaven and on earth. Do Black Lives Matter? Most certainly, for they are the pupil of the eye of humanity. Help this daughter of the kingdom to be exalted in both worlds. Cause her to turn away from this mortal world of dust and from those who have set their hearts thereon. Enable her to have communion and close association with the world of immortality. Give her heavenly power and strengthen her thought, the breath of the Holy Spirit, that she may arise to serve thee. And we are delighted that, as anticipated, there are a growing number of clusters where 100 or more individuals are now facilitating the engagement of thousands or more in weaving a pattern of life, spiritual, dynamic, transformative. How is the growing culture of worship and service contributing to the transformation of the lives of the people in your local area? Hope you have a good week. Hope you can join us Tuesday, noon Central Time.